Good morning. Looked like it was trying to reconnect here. Uh, Welcome to 60 Seconds to Serenity with me, Gregg Hammond, on Saturday, November 18, 2017, where we are learning about, I'm sharing some very powerful tools to work on creating your superpower of serenity, of calmness of mind. We use the breath, our breathing that we do all the time. We alter it a little bit to make it a little bit longer, softer, and focused. So you're using the focus of your breath to take air in slowly and maybe a little deeper than you usually do. And we're teaming that up with very powerful affirmations, thought process, that we have the ability to think things and to shift that and really focus on what it is instead of letting our day be led through by other influences such as other people or things on television, on the radio, in the newspapers, which can get you worked up. Some of that is intentionally in there, and some of it just happens to be in there. And that is because, hold on, I'm not sure if this is broadcasting, so I might hop back on again. Remember, keep smiling. That is one of your powerful tools, is to keep smiling through the day and have a reminder that keeps you smiling. And using your 60 seconds to serenity whenever something triggers you, or you see something and you feel yourself reacting in a way that you don't like, you're not responding. Responding is when you've taken the time to do your 60 seconds to serenity and stay nice and calm. Using your breath in and out like water coming in on a beach, and using the tools of pairing things together, very powerful statements such as, I am healthy, I am happy, I am helpful. Those are three. I picked three to put on there for this morning as an affirmation to repeat. You want to repeat this in your own words, in your own voice. It's very helpful to record it and have it looped around so that you can hear yourself saying it, but you should have a long list. You make a long list of very powerful things. I'm just going to assume that this is actually broadcasting because it says that it is actually. So your affirmations, strong affirmations, right? I am healthy, I am happy, I am helpful. They keep smiling. I see that we got a little bit of sparkle on that. And then a very powerful tool for you to use. Good morning, Carol. I see Carol's on here. I see Joe's in from Hawaii. And here's a list of 6 things. And my screen is opposite so that you can read this. Here's a list of 6 things to do. These are things that I have to do. This is my list from yesterday, but it's a good example, so I have it here instead of bringing my list down from the other part of the guitar castle here. So a list of 6 things that you have to get done, and then do those things until they are done, and you will find you have amazing success in your each day if you do these. And going through the day, you may run into bumps, hurdles, things, obstacles that are in the middle of you getting these things done, and as you maneuver around them, you want to keep your 60 seconds to serenity tools going. You want to remember your powerful thoughts about yourself with the I am healthy, I am well, and the set of affirmations that you've created for yourself. Now I'll keep adding more in here every time that I do these 60 seconds to serenity. But you want to work on ones for yourself, and you're using these tools so that when you encounter the bumps in the road and the obstacles and those things that challenge you as you're trying to get your list of six. As you're trying to get the list of 6 things that are the most important for you to get done, as you're dealing with that, you use your 60 seconds to Serenity tools, where you're focused on breathing and tying that in, linking that together with the powerful thoughts you have about yourself, and also the affirmations, tying in with the feeling. And that's one of the most important parts. But practicing the habit of breathing and focusing on the breathing for just 60 seconds, just 1 minute, and then tying it in with affirmations, things that are easy for you to start saying, that are powerful and positive. And then the last thing is to link it with the feeling, which is actually what we're setting out to achieve, is bringing yourself to a feeling of feeling very good, and taking that and using that as your tool to wedge right through, to hop right over a hurdle, or to go around. If you were walking down a wooded area that had no path in it, and you were maneuvering around the trees, being focused on which side, as you approach something that you're going to go around, which side am I going to go? Am I going to go to the side of my dominant hand, or I'm going to go to the side of my non-dominant hand? And it's interesting, if you observe yourself, take time for the awareness, to build the awareness and observe yourself, you'll find that many times your choice is going to be in the direction of your dominant side, your dominant hand. So, focusing on using these tools and being in a good vibration by using the breathing and the affirmations and the memory of something that is bringing you to a feeling very good, which could be, for me, I focus on things such as being on stage with musicians that I love being on stage with, playing at places like the 930 Club in Washington, D.C. I've done that a couple of times, and both times thrilling and an amazing experience because friends were there. Amazing experience because that's a place that I've watched so many of my favorite bands perform. So being able to perform on the same stage, that element, the being behind the scenes and getting to be in the backstage area, the dressing rooms, and being treated by the staff so well, as if I was Paul McCartney or Willie Nelson or some well-known musician. They treated me the same way. All of that experience, like thinking about all of that, is just one of my go-to tools in my memory as I'm doing my breathing. And then maybe you use something like, I use a coin. This is a 1 ounce of silver. It's very flat and smooth on this side, and this side it has a design of the mountain goat, mountain sheep, and those beautiful animals. They do some amazing stuff. They walk in places that you wouldn't even imagine that they could get up there and walk, and they endure a lot of conditions, and so they're a very strong animal. And so I have that on this side, but it's very rough. And so if I'm dealing with if I'm going to respond react, if I'm going to react instead of responding, it's very rough and bumpy, like it feels on this side. And then on the flat side, if I'm responding, I'm using my 60 seconds to Serenity tools. That's so smooth and easygoing, and that's what happens when you keep yourself calm. That's a superpower, as I say every time. And then I have Gratitude Stone. These things are things that I have that help me use my 60 seconds to Serenity. This is, when I do that, I think about the things that I'm grateful for. When I use the coin in my pocket, it's easy to carry around, I think about responding and reacting to situations. I use the tool of keep smiling. I use the tool of writing down the affirmations. And I use the thinking about powerful quotes. And this one from Vince Lombardi, right? The individual commitment to a group effort. That is what makes a team work, a company work, and a society work, and a civilization work. And individual commitment, meaning each person's commitment to making it work. And how that ties into 60 Seconds for Serenity is that these tools and the things that I'm sharing here have been very powerful for helping me, but not just me, many people have used these tools. And so I'm sharing things that I've learned from other people who've had great success. And success leaves clues. And so I'm sharing these tools here, and the reason is because as you use these tools, your life gets better, right? And as your life gets better, you then have more leverage as you're going along and moving up like that, and your life is better. You become as an individual better, and your ability to commit to a group effort, which we're trying to do here in this world, is a group effort to have more peace, more tranquility, more serenity, and that's only possible as each individual works upon certain things to improve their own life and make their life better. And it's so much easier to help other people when you are in a good place mentally, physically, it's on a very deep spiritual level. It all ties in. So these tools are to help you. And speaking of positive, we have there's an opportunity to make a decision, a choice, right? They're there all the time, choice. And so you can choose when you get on to social media like this to go to a particular place, and or different groups and pages that are on Facebook, for example, and you can find people that are aligned with all of what I'm talking about here, of working as an individual in yourself and becoming part of a group and focusing, sharing things like this. I am happy, I am healthy, I am helpful, I am well. And so I'm going to suggest that you go to the Global Jam for Peace page, because it's about peace and it's about music. And if you want to check out our page, you can see it is the Global Jam for Peace, which is behind me. And as I move with this camera, it finally makes it so that you can see that. And then here I am with a sticker, right? And I love the mirror image as I try to steer things in the reverse, because it's opposite, but you can read them. So this page, the Global Jam for Peace, has an ambassador group, and you can get in there and share your favorite music. You can share videos of you doing your version of the peace anthem, which we do all the time. And then there is the Positive People's Army, and that is a large group of people who love sharing very positive things. And those types of groups, once you join a couple of these very positive groups of people talking about positive stuff and sharing as much positive focus, you start to find other groups that are like that. And then you have a whole collection of groups where you can go there, and maybe you get on in your timeline, in your news feed, you see people arguing about stuff, and that can be exhausting on a spiritual level, on a mental level, to see people argue over and over and get into heated discussion. And so instead of allowing that to seep into your mind and be part of what you're focusing on, you can be very proactive in your own spiritual and vibration, where you are on a vibrational level, bringing yourself up higher by going to the positive groups and popping in there, and also using your power of choice to click away from something that is in a spiritual sense very or mental sense as well, you know, emotional sense, very toxic. Move away from that. Use your 60 seconds to serenity and say, I'm going to move to a new page. Go to pages like the Positive People's Army. Go to the Global Jam for Peace Ambassadors, the Global Jam for Peace page on all social media, and look at the positive elements of music and community that we are sharing there. Keep smiling all the way through. I hopped on a little bit late today, a little later than I usually do, but I did that because I was thinking it's a sleep-in Saturday. A lot of people don't even want to get up early on a Saturday. I still did it early because it's a time frame that I have been doing it, and it's a little bit longer maybe than usual. I'm playing the chimes, and will later be playing the guitar, which some of you know that I'm doing the free guitar lessons on Saturdays, 9 a.m. I'll be in the other part of the Guitar Castle, where I will share some just very basic beginners. If you want to go fast, if you've been wanting to play and you want to go fast, then you can check out last year's free videos. I'm doing this series all the way through until the end of the year, into 2018, to get everybody started. Anybody who's wanted to start, the best time to begin your goals for 2018 is right now. Yesterday was a better day for you to start. Now is the best day. And if you do that, if you work on a little bit today of any of this, you make tomorrow better for yourself. And then if you're making your life better, you're also adding to the commitment that you're making to a group, right? So guess what? News flash, right? This is my new news flash that I got. Good news. Your life just got a whole lot easier, right? By using the power of your mind and the ability to use your 60 seconds to serenity tools to bring yourself into a much calmer mind. And that's your superpower, because being calm is something that is like magic. Wellness. I love drinking these. I've got a bunch of these, and you might be able to read what's in there. It might not focus. Just might be too difficult. Anyway, it says raw organic ginger juice, raw organic lemon juice, raw organic coconut juice, organic cayenne pepper. This is exhilarating as a whew. I always have a little extra water when I drink those, and I've got other ones too, but having something like that is the thing is it's super convenient. Somebody said to me, well, why don't you make it yourself? And I could, and I like to make things myself, but sometimes I'm budgeting, you know, I'm working on my time. I'm allotting a certain amount of times and budgeting time, blocks of time, in order to make things fit into the day. So sometimes baking cookies is where the time goes, and as opposed to this. But I like this because there's some elements of doing this where I'm supporting somebody who's doing this. That's what they're doing on a full-time basis. And so as a way of sharing my gratitude and the way that the abundance of everything comes into my life, I like this because it's prepared, and they've got a great mix. It's convenient, and it's delicious, and I'll stick with baking and cooking and let somebody else do the juice and the different juice combinations so that I can keep my wellness. Those are the way that I keep myself very healthy and run a schedule where I'm going many 7 days in a week in a row. It's the tools of the 60 seconds to serenity, and it's also doing things that are health conscious for my body, such as staying very hydrated all the time and drinking healthy juices and putting good stuff into my body. The news flash. Your life just got a whole lot easier using 60 seconds to serenity. You don't have to switch any kind of insurance company or anything. You just use your 60 seconds to serenity. Oh, and I flash these by. If you've seen this before, you know I'm offering now. Hold on, round and round, just like just like planets, right? I'm offering these, willing to mail these out to you if you send me your address, and I've been mailing them out, and I try to get it done the day that you make the request, but on the weekend, United States Postal Service, we'll have to wait till a Monday, but please send me your information so I can mail this to you. Happy to send those out. Thankfully, we have sponsors who are making contributions online, and it makes it so that I can send out without having to request postage anymore. I can send out the sticker and the refrigerator magnet. You can tell me which one you want, or you can have both. And then, before I hop off of here, the non-dominant hand exercise that we've been doing here is to write your name, the day, the month, and the number on the calendar, and the year, and then the time that the sun came up. You write the time that it is when you wrote it, and then you write the time that the sun came up. And I'm doing this with non-dominant hand, and that's something you can do twice a day, and I recommend that you do. We started off with just your name, and then we went a little further, and we added more stuff in there. We added all that we have there, and now you can double that and do it twice a day, and write the time that the sun came up and the time that the sun went down. And if you can catch those just for 15 seconds or 10 seconds of seeing the sun at that point as it breaks the horizon or goes behind the horizon there. And then if you're feeling very motivated, you could do a lot. Instead of just doing twice, you could do a whole bunch. This is from a journal that I did last November. This says November 24th. I put the date and the number of day that I've been doing it. And it's 5 paragraphs of the same thing, which that paragraph that I've written is, rather than permitting my paradigm to employ all of my spiritual power to hold me back or keep me where I am, I make this committed decision regardless of how difficult it may be for a period of time, and my paradigm shift is constant and certain. That was from Proctor Gallagher Institute. They had put that up for us to work on writing. It is a nice, strong affirmation. Anyway, if that's something you want to do, then you can check that out. I recommend you get a nice spiral-bound notebook to do that, and do that with your non-dominant hand, right? For my dominant hand is right, and then I write with my left, and it's pretty amazing what happens as you do that and get used to writing. Anyway, I'm going to enjoy some coffee and get ready to do my guitar lessons later on today. If you are tuning in for those, I will see you then. If you want to go fast, you can jump on and see the stuff from last year. Have a fantastic Saturday. I'll be back on tomorrow morning, Sunday. I will hop on sometime between 6 and 7 is usually when I do my 60 seconds to Serenity. Check out the other pages around positive people. Positive People's Army is the one page that has a tremendous group in there. I always try to share my 60 seconds to Serenity videos over there a couple times a week. And the Global Jam for Peace and Global Jam for Peace Ambassadors. We have a page and a group. Check out both of those. Like a page, check out all the posts. There's some extremely inspiring, uplifting stuff. And you're welcome to share that content with anybody else and invite them to those pages as well. We're building community, just a few people at a time. We just keep expanding and expanding and expanding. So, peace, love, and music to you. I'll see you tomorrow.